Hello there and welcome back. Well, it's 8 o'clock, so it's a fresh look at our current one-day special. Amazing deal that was launched at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm forgetting where we are. But what an amazing basket of beautiful flowers, as you can see there. Now, within our one-day special, you have got an abundance of variety, beautiful colours, quality plants within your one-day special. You're also getting the way that you can actually display them as well. That lovely conical hanging basket. I think it's such a gorgeous design, and you are getting extras with this one. So I can't wait to share with you what we've got within the one-day special. But thankfully, you're not down to my knowledge of gardening because it's quite minimal. I like a garden, but I don't necessarily know all the names and how each of these plants behave in the garden. So thankfully, we've got an expert in the house, lovely Lottie. How are you, Lottie? How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And I have to say, I am staggered at how much we're getting within the one-day special, and so many beautiful flowers and plants.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how many you've got right there. It's just going to make your garden look beautiful.
Isn't it just? And this is the thing, I mean, it's almost like we've got a flower bed in the making here. So beautiful flowers. I recognise them. Some of them, I kind of think I know the names of them, but I don't know whether I will. I certainly recognise the geraniums. They're flowers, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous flowers.
Stunning, and they just keep on going as well, all the way through into the autumn. Really beautiful.
Gorgeous. And then we've got so much more fuchsias. I love a fuchsia. I must admit, fuchsia's perfect for your hanging baskets as well.
Very good, it is, yes.
Beautiful. And what else have we got here? Oh, what's this one?
We've got verbena, which is a lovely sort of cascading one, that one, and a tiny bit of scent as well, which is quite nice.
Beautifully delicate little flowers. Now these ones, are these petunias?
That's right, petunias. Yeah, so again, a little bit of scent. Beautiful bright colour to add into your basket, nice bit of vibrancy, and they do tend to creep as well a bit, so they've got that lovely trail down the side of your basket with these.
With them. I like these because these are value for money flowers because they've got big flowers on them, big flower heads, so they cover a lot of area with those, don't they?
That's
absolutely
right.
Beautiful. So what are we getting within our one-day special plant-wise then, Lottie?
So you've got a huge bundle of plants. I mean, you've got 17 plants in total. Wow. So you've got 3 ivies, which will give you a nice trail, and your ivies you can use over and over again. So not just one season, you can use them in winter, autumn, spring, next year, in the house as well. You don't have to use them all in the hanging basket.
Oh, that's a good point.
And you've got a lovely mixture of different colours. So we're giving you a fantastic selection, specially picked on the day of your delivery, of different colours. You've got trailers, you've got medium-sized plants, and you've got a little bit of height. So the idea is you'll get a massive cascading effect of colour and flower throughout the whole summer into the autumn. And because there are so many plants, it's not just the hanging basket in your kit you'll be able to plant, you'll be able to match up the rest of your garden with the hanging basket as well. Idea.
I love it, absolutely beautiful. So those are your plants. You're getting loads of those, but you're also getting some additional things. And this is where that price on your screen, I think, is such a phenomenal deal because you're getting the most incredible planter. Now, with regards to this, I'm guessing that if you were to go out shopping looking for these, you're looking at paying, what, about £9, something like that for this?
Yeah, that's about right, because they're a good basket. They're a 14-inch basket. It's a nice big basket, not small. And it's the beauty of the design as well. Yes, which I love because whilst your plants are establishing, you've got something nice to look at already. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm a lazy gardener. Yeah. So the thing that I find, if I make a hanging basket in the traditional style, and obviously you water it and the water comes out, I know we're going to help you with that, which we'll tell you about in a few moments, but this one, a lot of the water is retained because you've got that liner in there. That's
right, you've got the liner in there, and it just keeps the basket from lasting longer. So it's not just 1 year, again, you've got this basket. If you keep this basket and look after it, you can use it season after season after season.
Beautiful. And that's a sign of quality, isn't it, when you've got a basket like that hanging out the front. Incidentally, if you're thinking I need a couple of these either side of the front door, it's not limited to one per customer. You can go for a couple of these one-day specials. That's not a problem at all. Then as we look down the front, we've got your gel feed. Now, what's this then? What does this do?
So the water retaining gel helps out with your watering system within the basket. So if you're not the best at watering, or maybe you live in a bit of a drafty spell, your basket dries out quite quickly, it's really good at sort of monitoring how the water goes in your hanging basket. So it absorbs up to 400 times its weight in water. Wow, so it really will hold. And we did do a little sample earlier just to try, and when I do my demo, you'll see that's how much I'm going to be using in this basket and how much it it really expands to.
Ooh, okay.
So when that's mixed in the compost, it's monitoring and looking after your water levels. So it's giving the plants the water they need when they need it.
Fabulous.
And then holding it when they don't, so they don't get waterlogged.
So the water's not pouring out the bottom, which I love.
That's
it's holding that water in. So that, you'd probably be paying about £6, I believe, with regards to that. Then you've got the most amazing, stylish gardening gloves. And I love this, you're getting 2 pairs of these. So already up to kind of value with regards to the conical hanging basket and the gel there. You're probably looking at about £15 across those two. Then we start adding in the gloves, and we're looking at about £8 a pair with regards to those. So already we're looking at about £23 worth of value.
That's right, absolutely.
So with the extra £17, that is covering the cost of the plants.
It is indeed, yeah.
So that's going to work out less than £1 a plant. You're probably looking at around 94 pence per plant. And these are substantial plants. We're not looking at seedlings or plug plants or things that literally shriek when they come into my garden because they know they're doomed to start with. We've got plants that have got some chance of survival in my garden.
That's right. They're ready to go. And this basket will, it won't take many plants for it to look instantly fabulous and beautiful. And the rest of the plants that go in your garden containers, they're going to look and give you that instant display. You don't have to wait. All the hard work has been done for you. They are ready to go and looking fantastic now. Well,
this is it. They're good sized pots that you've got with here, but the moment that you get them into the garden and they have the opportunity to spread and grow, no time at all, you're going to have obviously a huge display, or you're going to be popping them into your hanging baskets and creating some beautiful displays that way. Now the details on the screen, you can see you've got £15 saving, you've got 2 flexi buys of £20 each. You are getting the most incredible flowers within here and the amazing plants. I mean, one of my favourites, the fuchsias. Now there's so many different varieties of the fuchsias, but I love the contrast of the purple and pink with this one.
They're stunning, aren't they? They really are. And this is a great one for getting bees and butterflies in the garden. They love the pollen as well. So if you're looking at getting wildlife in the garden, can only use a hanging basket, perfect plant to go for, and that's included in your mix.
And if you excuse the pun, there's a big buzz about getting bees into the gardens at the moment, isn't there? It's kind of like a national effort going on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're so important to our ecology and the way that we live. So you've got to look after those bees.
Definitely. Now, I love this one. Riot of colour. Oh, my goodness. And so many flower heads.
So many flower heads. There's actually only 2 plants in that hanging basket. So you can just see, that's part of your mix as well. So you're getting some calibrachoas, which is what those are.
Beautiful.
How quickly they're going to spread and fill your basket and cascade down the side.
I love that. That's a value for money plant, isn't it, when you're getting so many flowers and so much of a spread. Oh, my goodness, look at this. This is beautiful. What have we got here?
So that's the calibrachoa Ken, but you're just looking at different colours. So that's the beauty of this mix. We're giving you just so much colour.
I love it.
So much.
You are getting so much. I could keep going and getting Lottie to name and kind of show you all of these as we go through, but we will revisit this during the course of the hour. Absolutely beautiful flowers with gorgeous displays. And these kind of flowers, when we're looking at a display like this, I mean, how long would it be before our plants kind of get to this sort of sizing?
Well, do you know, when I'm going to plant this basket up, we're nearly there.
No way.
Straight away.
That sounds like a plan to me then. So there you go, your one day special in a nutshell. The details are on your screen there if you're wanting them, but there's plenty of other things you might like to add into your basket as well. Because you've got that flexi order, you can spread the cost of anything that you're popping into your basket. So if you fancy adding in some additional elements, maybe you want some of those gorgeous plants that we've got, the whole host of different ones. So have a little look at them. Now there's a variety of different images with regards to these. So when you click on the first one, it's kind of like a thumbnail. It's kind of a concise image of that design or that bundle. But when you actually go in and look at all the further photographs, you will really see what value for money you are getting. Echinacea, oh, that is a beautiful plant. Oh, you definitely need some of those in your basket. And it works out as just an extra, well, not, I don't know, in your basket. When I say in your basket, I don't know if they go in a hanging basket, but in your shopping basket, that's what I mean to say. 2 flexi buys of £7.50 if you're adding them in alongside your one day special. Okay, Lottie, do I need an immense amount of gardening experience to be able to plant up a planter?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
And you don't even need that much time either.
Really?
I can get this basket planted in under 5 minutes.
You're kidding me.
Yep, so you've got plenty of time to have a potter, have a go, and make a beautiful display, sit back with a cup of tea and enjoy it for the rest of the day.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I've got my basket. I have put my gloves on as well, so you can see what they're like. Which is part of the kit.
They've got like a grip on the underside.
They've got a grip underneath. And I love the fact we've got 2 pairs, so you can get your friend over and maybe make one together at the same time.
And I like this because they're kind of like a canvas. So
yeah.
I've had gardening gloves in the past that make your hands sweat and they're not particularly nice.
No, well these ones are nice and airy, so they're made of jersey cotton, which is lovely. So really good quality glove and plenty of room to move around in, and nice elasticated so you don't get compost shoved down the bottom of the glove, which is always quite nice, especially if you've got nice nails as well.
So what's the first first stage?
So first stage, I've just started throwing a little bit of compost in. So you've got that lovely liner to protect your hanging basket, and I've just stabbed a couple of drainage holes in, because although we've got water retaining gel to come, you still want a little bit of drainage to come through your basket, but not too much, just enough, just to get any excess out of there. So I've started in with a bit of a layer of compost.
Lovely.
And I'll flip it back up. Also, a good note is to make sure your chain's on the outside of your basket before you start planting it. There's nothing worse than planting your basket and then realising your chain's been buried in there somewhere. Yeah,
now, with regards to compost, what sort of knowledge do we need to have with regards to compost on this occasion?
This is easy. So just grab any bag, cheap compost, multi-purpose compost. If you've got some topsoil, mix it in with a bit of compost. It's not fussy. The great thing about these plants is, particularly with the water gel we're going to put in, they don't need lots of fuss or amazingly expensive compost.
Oh,
if you can go for peat-free, brilliant, go for peat-free, that's fantastic, but they aren't fussy. So, you know, you can do this on a complete budget if you want to.
Sounds good.
So I'm filling almost to the top, but not quite. So we've got enough room to move around with plants. And then what I'm going to put in is my little water retaining gel. So I'm just to show you how much goes a long way. We're only going to need about a teaspoon, just over a teaspoon.
Really?
2 teaspoons max if you want to be just on the safe side.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's, what does that put? A couple of teaspoonfuls. Sorry, Leslie, you said something to me. Oh, in the jar at the front, you've already put some with some water in there, the same equivalent.
Basically what I've got in my hand dry, so it goes quite a long way. So that bag will do all your containers, borders, window boxes, and it will last you probably for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
So it's really, again, good value for money.
Very economical, yeah.
So I'm going to sprinkle that in.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to mix it around and try and get it a little bit lower for the roots. So the idea is that obviously this water retaining gel holds as much moisture as possible to release and to also save the plants from getting too damp within the hanging basket.
So will that see us through for a season, or do we have to take everything out and start again at some point?
Well, because the nature of it, it's sustainable to itself. So basically it will last in your basket for about a year.
Oh, wow.
Because it will just keep on breathing. As long as you're watering, you still have to water.
Okay, yes.
But you could get away with a weekend without having to ask the neighbours to come around and water in the summer. That's the idea, and it helps balance. But because it keeps shrinking in and opening with the amount of water, it'll last you a good year at least, if not longer.
Fabulous.
So you could even change this over in the winter for your winter hanging baskets and just leave the same in.
Like that idea.
Easy. So we've got our compost in, and I'm going to go in with a bit of height. So the beauty of the mixture that you're getting, you've got fuchsias and geraniums to give you that bit of height in the middle of your hanging basket, so you get that beautiful fountain display through the summer. And you can see already that's quite a large plant.
Yes, yeah.
And instantly it's looking fairly full with just the one plant in already.
That is surprising how quick.
So you can see you're going to use these plants for this basket, and you're going to have so many left over to do the rest of your pots and your borders.
And I think this is the thing. I mean, you might be looking at the one day special and thinking, oh, okay, fair enough. Then it's a lovely planter, lovely hanging basket. But yeah, I want more for the money. Well, you are. You're going to be able to get hold of this, and obviously have the extra plants that you can be able to use in, I'm guessing, like your pots, your borders, your flower beds, things like that.
Absolutely. Window baskets, windowsill. If you've not got an outdoor space at all, you could just pop these in a nice pot on your windowsill as well.
Okay, right.
Vertical gardening, if you've got those hangers you can hang on the wall, you can plant all of those up, and that'll create a beautiful display. You can go absolutely wild with this. I think because of the nature of what's in here and the fact that you can plant them pretty much anywhere in your garden, you know, the sky's the limit. You can be as creative as you like.
And I'm guessing if you've not got much with regards to a garden, and you've got, I don't know, maybe it's almost like a veranda, or it might be that you've got a balcony. Maybe you're in a flat. Something like this. I'm guessing it's going to add that kind of injection of colour, and you can kind of pop out there and top it up with your water whenever you need to.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is fantastic, because actually if you have got a small garden or just a patio that you want to add that instant bit of colour to, again, great value way of doing it, because these plants are going to go such a long way. You're going to have an instant beautiful hanging basket plus extra plants that you can share or you can use in your other pots and just create such a fantastic display so quickly.
Looking pretty full already. How many have you put in there, Lottie?
So far we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedding plants.
Wow.
And I'm about to put an ivy in to give you that nice bit of trail. and actually that'll probably do us. It's fairly instant.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So that is about 10 of your plants going in there. So it's kind of half of what you're getting within here. Obviously, you've got your ivy going in as well there. But that is amazing. That's the kind of, now, this is me being a lazy gardener. I have bought planters made up like that, and I've paid a lot more than that one day special price for the privilege of it. So, I mean, you've just shown me so simply there how easily I could have done it myself.
Quick, really quick, that's what I'm saying. Under 5 minutes, really. Take longer if you want to, please do. But you can get this done in 5 minutes, hang it up. It's already looking instant. And what I said earlier was, it's the worst it's going to look because it's only going to get bigger and better. So it's looking amazing already. It's going to look fantastic in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's really going to cascade over the edge. It'll be covered in flowers. So it's such good value for money.
It is, and it's a lovely way to kind of spend some time. My daughter has found looking after houseplants being incredibly mindful. And it is something, and I know our lovely Paola, and I'm sure she won't mind me sharing it with you. I bought her a gift when she sadly lost Wasabi. I bought her a rose that she's got on her patio. And she's kind of like, I feel like an auntie because she keeps sending me little pictures, and yesterday it was a rosebud, today it's a beautiful bloom, and she's saying the fragrance and everything.
Lovely.
So it's not just about it looking pretty, it's about the way that a nice garden makes us feel.
Absolutely, it can bring you joy, and if you know you make your own basket, you've got that sense of achievement, and then you can enjoy it for so many weeks to come. Like I said, you can just sit back and relax, have a cup of tea or whatever you fancy, look at your hanging basket and enjoy the nature it brings in, the wildlife it brings in, and the colour that it's going to give you as well.
Well, this is it, and it's not just your hanging basket. Don't forget, you've got all those other plants left over. So think of those planters that you've got in your garden that might be looking a little bit tired. Maybe swap those around, bring these plants in, extend what you've already got within your garden as well. That's the beauty of this. They're going to be brilliant for creating your hanging basket to start with, but then you've got the ability to actually extend what you've got within your garden. Add that injection of colour at a very affordable price. I mean, you've got a £15 saving with this one. You've got absolutely beautiful plants right the way through here. You've got your geraniums, which are gorgeous. Then, of course, your fuchsias, such a pretty display from those as well. And, of course, with regards to these, and I'm getting loads of advice in my ear, and this is not coming from me, but bring them in over the winter and then you'll be able to use them again the following year. Verbena there, really pretty. And I do love an ivy. An ivy really does fill an area, doesn't it? And, of course, as Lottie said, you can use them indoors as well as outdoors. You are going to get a beautiful array of different colours, going from your softest pinks, your palest whites, right the way through to your deepest, richest kind of chocolate box purples with these beautiful reds and yellows. Really happy colours within here, and that is the beauty. That's what you've got, that injection of colour that's going to bring maybe a little bit of colour into an area that's looking a little bit sad and maybe forgotten within your garden. Quickly and easily, all you need to do really is add in your compost, and as Lottie advised you there, just get an economical brand if you're wanting to. It doesn't have to be the fanciest, because these are brilliant plants. They're nice, healthy plants with that water gel, so you're giving them a good start to go with. Now, of course, your 2 flexi buys there of £20 each will get you not only all your plants. I just am staggered by the amount of plants that you're getting within here, because if you go to your local garden centre for quality plants like these, you're going to be paying a lot more than the price on your screen there, and you certainly wouldn't get those plants with the additional elements that we've got. I mean, the planter that you've got, that hanging basket conical, which is such a classy design. You haven't got huge holes in there for, well, your plants to fall through, because I've done that before now as well. The watering of them, the water isn't going to go straight through. You've got that liner in there. Of course, you need to put some holes in there for drainage, but the water gel is going to help you actually retain your moisture in there and to give your plants a really good, healthy area to grow in. Of course, you've got your gardening gloves as well, so you're going to look incredibly stylish at the same time, but they are practical gloves. They've got that grip on the palm. They're also made of that lovely soft jersey as well, so it's not going to be a case of that you come in and you look at your hands and you think, oh, that's one of the reasons why I don't like gardening. Look at my hands now. They are going to be protected, and they are so stylish. I mean, you could even give these as a gift. To be honest, those elements that you've got there, we're looking at, did we say £23? £23 for those. So that's when you're looking at the extra £17. It's going to get you all of your plants, 18 plants in here. So it works out at 94p per plant. And these aren't seedlings. These aren't little plants that you're kind of looking after till they grow into bigger plants that you can actually actually then put out in your garden. These are plants that are ready to go, that are going to create an absolutely beautiful instant display. That is the key thing with regards to this one. So yeah, if you're wanting to get involved, many of you are getting involved, the details are on your screen there. Absolutely beautiful display. Very excited about this one day special, I have to say. So 036022. Now, as you saw on the website, we've got lots of other things that we can share with you as well. So there's all sorts of different plants. So we've got some additional ones. Now, this is where I'm going to be calling on the help of the lovely Lottie to help with these ones. So we've got a lovely Alfresco Style Dianthus. Is that how you say it? Dianthus?
Dianthus, yeah. Okay. But also, you might know them as pinks if you've sort of got a granny or an auntie that used to like gardening. But yes, gardening pinks were the ones that they used to be known as, with beautiful scents.
And they're kind of like little, what I call like mini carnations, if they're the ones that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's right. And they're beautifully scented and great for cutting, but they're more of a dwarf version, the ones that we've been looking at for this particular mix, and that means you can still cut them, but they won't go floppy in the garden when they do flower.
Yes, that's true. Actually, that can happen, can't it, as well? So yeah, if you fancy getting hold of those, I've got him here in my hand, because this is they've handed me pictures, and I've got, because my gardening knowledge is so limited, I'm not entirely sure what I've got. But if you're wanting your Alfresco Dianthus, then of course we have got some amazing plants. I do recognise the delphinium from the card that I've got. Oh, these now I recognise them.
Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? They're good old garden favourites, these ones, and they're such stunners. Flowers and scent. It's that scent. It's beautiful in the garden.
Absolutely gorgeous there. Beautiful flowers. And again, are these flowers that we'll see every year?
They are indeed. So they are perennial, and because it's an alpine type of Dianthus, low growing, as I said, it won't be flopping around in the wind, but they're nice and hardy, so they come back every year. Okay. And they're just very good garden performers, so you're going to get flower after flower after flower through the summer into the autumn.
Do they need a lot of nurturing though, and kind of being wrapped in cotton wool?
No, not at all. Perfect lazy gardener plant, actually.
Oh, yes. Sign me up for some.
Exactly.
I love it. There you go. Now, if you fancy getting hold of yours, at £12.99. One thing I'll mention on the screen, it does say extended delivery. I'm not sure if it said so for the one-day special, but we're looking at the 23rd of June with regards to... Oh, 21st, I do apologise. So if you fancy yours, then 113842 is the all-important item number. Now, if you were watching the launch show at 6 o'clock, you know that our Derek got very excited. He was excited for the whole hour. I literally had to battle him to come back in and do this show because he wanted to stop and do it. But he was chatting about a flower that he absolutely loves. And these are beautiful delphiniums. Now, I do know of these. They're a tall flower. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous design, as you can see there. And I love this because you kind of get that change of colour with them as well, don't you, from the pink to that purple?
That's right. So yeah, the delphinium mix that we get in, we've got lilacs, pinks, white, shades of different blues. So it could be light blue, medium blue, deep navy blue. It's a fantastic mixture that looks sort of calming and cool, but you've got that lovely bit of height in the garden. And I always recommend these to people that have got dogs or children, because if you like tall flowers, a lot of people like foxgloves.
Yes,
but they're toxic.
They're a big no-no, aren't they? Yeah,
hugely toxic to dogs, animals, and also, you know, children as well. It's not good. But delphiniums aren't, so you can still get your height and the beautiful colours without worrying about pets or children.
Love it. And look at those. How beautiful do they look? And again, you're getting 6 of those. They're packed in a 9cm pot, but when they get into the garden, they're going to be a lot bigger than that. As you can see here, just £24.99, 660272. And how amazing do they look? And white ones as well.
And white ones as well. They look really elegant. They're lovely. My white ones are just coming out in the garden. I've got white in the front and then blue out the back.
Very nice.
Which is very nice. Nice mixture, but they are fantastic flowers. And actually, one of the photos you just saw, the really dark blue one, that was my garden in November last year.
November?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because it was so late. We were so late going into cold weather.
Yes.
They flowered again in the autumn.
Love it.
So if we've got the climate, you'll just keep, again, flower after flower and year after year as well. That's the one. That was in November.
Beautiful.
Beginning of November.
Oh, that would be a welcoming sight, isn't it, when you're looking out and seeing those?
Yeah.
Love it. So there you go. Maybe you'll be fortunate and you'll be seeing yours through to November as well. So if you're wanting your delphiniums, the details are there. 660272, £24.99. Now we've got a wildlife pack, I think, with the next set. Is that what I've got here on these boards?
No.
Not entirely sure. I think these are the delphiniums, aren't they? Those are the delphiniums. So yeah, recognising those. Those are the pictures that you just saw on the camera there a few moments ago. Now the wildlife bundle. Now this sounds an interesting one. It's a very affordable price as well. Looking at just £14.99 for these ones. So again, it's a triple pack. So again, you've got some beautiful flowers, and this is the one featuring that echinacea.
It is indeed. Yeah, love the echinacea, also known as the cone flower because of that lovely cone centre that it has. And in the autumn, it's a fantastic cut flower. You can either leave the cone in, and it adds a bit of structure and beauty to your autumn and winter garden, or you can cut it, bring it into the house and use it for Christmas decorations.
Oh really?
Yeah,
oh,
and dry. It's a really good dry flower, the echinacea.
I've heard of it obviously through things like kind of the herbal remedies and things like that. I'm not putting you in that direction, but that's where I know the name from. So yes, if you're going to get your gorgeous echinacea in there. What else are we getting in this particular bundle then?
So you're also getting an eryngium, which is a fantastic bright blue flower, really striking neon blue, and the bees and the butterflies love it. They like the echinacea as well. And then also the achillea that comes with it, summer pastels mix, which is a fantastic colour of pinks and whites and yellows, really lovely. And they look like sort of cloud flowers, if you will. And the butterflies absolutely go for this one. If we get a nice hot summer again, with lots of butterflies around, they will go for all of these, but particularly the achillea. They love resting on those. And if you're a keen photographer, get some in your garden because you will get some fantastic photos if you get a nice warm summer.
Again, my Phoebe loves taking a photo, so she can get up and close. Then that definitely needs some of those. So yeah, again, a lovely bundle there. Trio, again, incredibly affordable at £14.99. And you can see there, it's almost like a carpet of colour with those flowers. How amazing does that look? Beautiful. And of course it's lovely because you know that you're drawing wildlife, you're drawing those bees, those fabulous butterflies into your garden, adding the interest, and it's like they're little visitors when they come, isn't it?
That's it, it is. It's just nice to have them buzzing and fluttering around the garden, isn't it?
Indeed. Yeah. So 726-575 if you fancy that particular pack. Moving on to the next one though, what have we got coming up next? I don't know. What else have we got that we're going to tell these lovely people about? So the indoor fragrance. Oh, now this sounds interesting because, of course, that's one of the other things that we love. Flowers, the sight, the kind of evoking all the senses, really. That's what it's all about, a garden, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then this one is for your indoor garden. So if you haven't got space outside, or maybe your outside garden's looking fantastic, you want a mirror image what's going on outside, inside, great mixture for you. And they're all scented. So they're, like I always call them, natural home fragrance. So you're not spraying. Nearly.
Gardenia.
Gardenia, that's it.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
that's
Gardenia.
The one. They are so beautiful. That fragrance that they give off.
Really, really strong. They are beautiful. They're like a creamy white flower. So you can see how many buds are on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 buds that I can count on there that are going to open up into gorgeous. They almost look like miniature white rose flowers, but they're highly scented. And that foliage is gorgeous as well.
I mean, how glossy does that look? I mean, it looks
beautiful,
pretty without any flowers on it.
Yeah, definitely. And then to complement that, we've got actually a type of lavender that you can put outside, but you can also keep it inside. And I always think this is nice to have in the bedroom because it's a lovely sort of gentle citrusy lavender scent, which is fantastic to sort of, you know, they always say it helps you sleep or calming effect.
You see lavender, don't you?
Yeah.
In bubble baths and things like that.
That's it. And that flower colour is just beautiful. It's really striking, absolutely lovely. Perfect on a windowsill, warm, hot windowsill if you've got one. So that's a good plant for that one. And then we've also got the jasmine.
Another of my favourites.
Is it?
Oh my goodness, yes. Jasmine and honeysuckle, I love them in the garden.
They are stunning. So this, actually, you could grow this in the garden if you want to through the summer. But bring it in the winter. Or you can keep it inside and a sort of, not in a hot sunny windowsill, but I'd put it somewhere in the house where it's getting light, but not full on bright sun. So actually a shady part of your house, if you're not sure what plants to put in a shady part of your house, perfect for that. And those flowers, there's so many buds on there, so many flowers to come with gorgeous scent.
such a delicate look to them as well. And here you can see, I mean, absolutely beautiful. And as I say, some of my favourite fragrances, they're fragrances that sometimes you come across in things like perfumes and things like air fresheners. I know it sounds like a silly thing to say, but because they are pleasing fragrances, that's why manufacturers bring them into our home in that kind of environment. So naturally, they're going to be beautiful if you've got them in their natural form sitting in your home. So 362007 if you fancy those, £24.99. Now, my Phoebe, she does like her house plants. She tends to go for plants that don't necessarily have flowers on them. So things like succulents that you've got there.
Perfect for her then, absolutely perfect. Now these are really in fashion at the moment because they're great for your desk, great for potting on a shelf, perfect for students as well, so great gifts for maybe grandkids, children, and they are low maintenance. Now the great thing about this set is not only are you getting the gorgeous little Echevera succulent plant mix, you're getting the pots that they're coming in as well, and they've all got a cute little message on.
Cute, these are adorable. And as I say, again, it's one of those things that I think people just love to have. It's almost like the first stage. If you're thinking about getting a pet, I would say get a plant first.
Yes.
Because if you can look after a plant, then you're on your way. Because this takes quite a bit of commitment looking after plants. And here you go. How amazing do they look in those little dinky pots there? I love it. They've each got little phrases on there, which is lovely. The one I've got here is "You're growing on me, you're blooming fabulous, show me the love." Absolutely adorable, and they are beautiful. And will they stay in these little pots for long, or do we need to kind of move them onto something larger?
You don't have to. The beauty of these are if you leave them in the pot, they'll stay within the pot. They might just get a little bit taller, and you just snip the top out and they clump back down to the bottom. That's it. But they'll last for months like this, and the key is not to water them often at all. So maybe once every 4 to 6 weeks, just a little tiny bit.
As much as that?
That's it.
4 weeks? My goodness, that's a long time, isn't it? I think I can cope with that one. So if you're wanting to get hold of those, obviously you're going to get 3 of those in their fabulous little pastel pots with their words of sentiment on there for just £19.99. I do like those ones. So maybe that's a little treat. Maybe it could be something that if you've got people visiting, grandchildren coming every, I don't know, month or so, it could almost be something that you're looking at after, and then they come and they water it when they come in once a month or so.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I love that idea.
Nice little trips when you're going to visit your auntie or your grandma. So there you go. If you fancy your succulents, then the details are there on your screen, 720918. But now, kitchens. This is the thing. I love the idea of growing herbs, but I don't really know the first place to start. So what's a good bundle to go for?
Great bundle. So actually we've taken all the work for you here. So if you're not quite sure where to start, but you actually want a nice selection that you can use in the kitchen or enjoy the fragrance of, we're giving you, again, the best, freshest selection off our nursery, but it's all your top garden performers. So you've got chives, you've got parsley, oregano, curry plant, which is really aromatic. I mean, if I waft it, I'll try and waft it your way, Hayley. You can smell the curry plant.
I've come across it before, and I know it's one of those ones that you brush past in the garden. You do get that fragrance.
Yeah, it's lovely, lovely aromatics. Also a thyme, which again is really nice for aromatics, and a mint as well. Mint is fantastic. Always put mint in a pot if you can, because it can tend to take over the garden, but it's fantastic in a little patio pot, somewhere where you can pick it easily. And all of these you can use in the kitchen for varying different recipes and things, or just enjoy them as they are in the garden.
Good in a mojito as well.
Oh, obviously, yes. Yes, very good idea.
Get your mint in a mojito, definitely. But with herbs, you can freeze herbs as well, can't you?
Yeah, you can, but you absolutely can. Chop them up, pre-freeze them. Also, when their flowers come out, so the thyme's got a beautiful purple flower on, the mint's got a white flower, you've got lovely chive flower with bright purple on, you could plonk them in ice cubes and make edible flower ice cubes with them.
Nice idea. Love it. Get experimenting. Fabulous. Now, if you're wanting those, you've got a lovely set of 6. They don't need a lot of space. They can literally be on your windowsill in your kitchen there, as you can see. And imagine that, cooking, doing your roast potatoes and just taking a little bit of those herbs, throwing it in the oven tray with them. You don't have to do anything wild and fancy with them, but knowing that you've got fresh herbs there literally at your arm's reach, then there you go. What a wonderful way to work with those. So 241027. It's kind of one of the ways of maybe getting started with your gardening, purposeful gardening. Maybe you can't get an allotment and you're creating vegetables or growing vegetables. Maybe the next thing would be to do your herbs. There you go. £22.99 if you're wanting those. A lovely collection of 6 there. Brilliant values for money again. Absolutely love those. Now, what have we got in this next bundle? These are pretty. I like the look of these ones. Oh, alpines. Now, these are another one that are good for a lazy gardener.
They are, very much so. Tough, hardy, don't need hardly any looking after, and you can just put them in a pot, put them in a border, leave them to it and enjoy. That's it.
I love it. I love it. And again, beautiful colours with regards to these ones. So what plants are we getting within this set then?
So you've got a lovely mixture. Again, we're picking you a nice selection on the day of your delivery going out. So they'll be completely fresh and whatever's looking its best. So we're going to throw some pinks, some whites, and some sedums in there, which are really tough. I mean, look at that foliage, is absolutely stunning.
That is like a solid. If that was a biscuit, it'd be a hobnob.
Yes, exactly. I like that. Yes, very dunkable. And you've got lovely aramis there, which is fantastic. Little pom-pom pink flowers. So a lovely collection. Actually, last time I was on, this did really well because they're good for fairy gardens.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
Nice and low growing, and they're all miniatures basically. So fantastic for fairy gardens if you want to have a go at that with the grandkids. It's a great way to get them into gardening.
So I'm guessing they're quite low lying as well. So if you don't particularly want anything with a huge amount of height, this is good for kind of the foreground maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Front of the border, or again, if you haven't got much of a space in the garden, you just want a pot to fill, you can make a lovely rockery alpine garden. Put some bits of stone and slate in amongst the planting and it'll look really nice. Small little display, perfect.
Definitely. Oops, Daisy, I'm throwing an alpine. Well, I'm not throwing an alpine, I'm throwing a picture of an alpine there. Again, another nice one maybe for the kids to get involved with this as that low maintenance, but they can obviously see them grow. Beautiful flowers again, and at £24.99, a very affordable way for you to get hold of your 6 pots there. Again, good sizes with regards to those. So if you fancy getting hold of these, then do pop them into your basket, 526738. Don't forget, any of these plants that we're sharing with you the details of, you can pop in alongside your one-day special and spread the cost over 2 payments, because with your one-day special you've got those 2 payments, which opens up your flexi order. So it means that, for example, the alpines there you could add into your basket for just £12.50 on the first payment, and obviously a second payment in a month's time. And also make sure you're a Freedom member. I don't want anybody paying £4.95 for their post and packing in these. For a few pounds more you can become a Freedom member, and then you can add all of those flowers in, those plants in, and not worry about your post and packing. So something else that you might like to consider are these, and we've got, the thing that I love about hours like this is we've brought you so much choice. This is the key thing, looking at some beautiful plants, but obviously maintaining and looking after the garden. It's not just about the plants, it's about the tools.
Absolutely, it really is, and if you've got the right tools for the trick, then you can get a really good display going as well. I love these. We use these on the garden centre all the time. They're so good, they're so natty. They're sort of in between a snip and a full secateurs.
Okay.
So they're really handy. They've just got a little clip at the bottom, a little safety clip, and they've got a beautiful spring on there. So you can see you can chop quite a few things with that.
Okay.
In fact, if I move the ivy over, I can show you. I'll give it a little snip. So if your ivy's getting a little bit wary in your hanging baskets, or you want to take a cutting from it.
Oh, that's a good point.
You can see how smooth that's going to trim those ends off, nice and neat and clean cut, which is really key when you're doing cuttings in the garden. But I love these. We use them for deadheading all the time, roses, because you can see you can get into all sorts of little different angles. If I take this petunia, so that one's looking a little bit rough, rather than clumping in with my hands or using a tiny snip that's not going to quite do the job, you can just get straight in there where you need to go, snip it off, and that's a really nice clean cut.
Absolutely fabulous.
Which is key with a plant. You want a clean cut, otherwise you can create disease and all that kind of stuff. So fantastic. And you're getting 2 in this bundle, so one for you, one for a friend.
I love it. And of course, you've got those blades, and the thing that struck me with those, they're little blades, so you can get right into there. Yeah. And you're not taking out more than you planted, because that's the thing as well. If you get in with a larger blade and you're cutting, you might take out 2 or 3 shoots that you didn't really mean to cut out.
That's right, absolutely. You can get that precision cut that you want to get without damaging the rest of the plant, absolutely.
Fabulous, there you go, £19.99. Wonderful. Now, apparently, my other half has emailed in. Watching the show, Dave. He's actually working on the garden at the moment.
Oh, very good.
And he wants me to order everything, basically.
Oh, good, okay,
so there you go. That's going to keep me busy, isn't it? So 664126, if you're wanting to get hold of the tools, they're fabulous pruners, then do make sure you get those into your basket. And again, it's one of those situations that if you're adding them in alongside your one-day special, you can spread the cost. Now, of course, all of those plants, we had a bit of a kind of whistle-stop tour of them. So if you want to have a little look, then you can kind of take your time, have a little peruse as you go. So there's all sorts of absolutely beautiful flowers in there. So if you aren't kind of shopping by colour, then you can do so, because we put them into little colour groupings there, as you can see. If you want to attract wildlife into your garden, then you can do. Beautiful English lavender there. Oh, that's an exotic looking flower. I like the look of that one. That must be a papaver. I don't know how you pronounce that. The delphiniums again in white. How amazing do those look? So this is the beauty. It gives you the ability for you to shop for your plants. So it might be that you're not able to get out and visit garden centres, get those plants, transport them back. We'll leave that headache to us, because what we have got is the most amazing range of flowers for all sorts of different opportunities, different styles of gardeners, planting abilities, all here at the craft store. You've even got your indoor fragrance bundle. Now this is the one that's got that gorgeous jasmine in there, and again you can take it outside, just beware of obviously with the weather, as Lottie said, but just a lovely way for you to bring colour, to bring that injection of life maybe into your garden, and these are absolutely amazing. But of course it's the 8 o'clock hour, which is why we are here with your one-day special. So that's kind of the main focus of our hour. And I have to say, look at what you're getting. You will get everything from this side going right the way over to your planter. You've got your gel in there. You've also got your gloves. You have got 18 plants. And Lottie, these are beautiful plants. I mean, the tricky part is how do you choose which plants to put in?
I know it's hard, isn't it? But you know, you've got such a good mixture. We're going to give you what's looking fantastic on the day, a lovely mixture of colour, different plants for height, for coverage, for a bit of creeping, for a bit of trailing. So we've done the hard work for you. All you've got to do is let your creativity flow on the day, and you can plant how you like them, however you want to mix your colours. It's entirely up to you. But these plants are literally ready to go. There's no waiting around. They are instant impact. We've done the hard work. You just need to enjoy them. And
they're good substantial plants as well, as you can see. So straight away when you plant these, you're filling a good area. So you're getting instant gratification. That's part of my problem, is when I look at it and I've got a couple of little stalks that are kind of sticking out of a pot.
Oh no.
Then yeah, it doesn't take long for me to get bored with that. But when I'm looking at something such beautiful arrangement of colour that we've got here, that is going to excite you straight away. So with regards to these plants, obviously we're going to get them on the extended dispatch. We were talking of the 21st of June. So we get them, we plant up our hanging basket, we'll put them into our beds and borders. What sort of life are we going to see from them for this year? How long will they flower for this year?
So they'll keep flowering all the way through from your delivery, all the way through into autumn, late autumn. If we get a nice mild end to the year again, they might even go into November, just until you get that first frost. And that's where they'll keep going. So you've got months worth of colour, really. Brilliant.
So talking like, obviously you'll get them in June, so you're looking at July, August, September, October, November. That's 5 months potentially worth of colour. For that price on your screen there, it just doesn't seem right, does it? And don't forget, £17 worth of that price on your screen there is covering the cost of your plants. Your additional elements with your conical hanging basket, with your water gel, which you'd normally pay £6 for. You've got your gardening gloves, you'd normally pay £8 for those. Factor that in, then you are paying just 94 pence per plant that you are looking at. And you've got beautiful plants in here, plants with fragrance, plants that are going to bring wildlife into your garden, potentially with your bees, your butterflies, and just a beautiful display. I think that's what it is. And of course this is a starting point. Maybe you will be going out with your secateurs and taking little snips and taking little cuttings, because can we do that from these plants as well?
You absolutely can, particularly 2 of the varieties in the mixture. So you've got geraniums, which are on right now. You can keep those over winter, but you can also take clean cuttings from the foliage just in the autumn, end of summer. Plant them in a little pot, bit of rooting compost in there if you can. Keep them nice and dry in a windowsill, and then they should root over the winter, which means you'll get more plants ready for next year. And you can do the same with the fuchsias in the mixture as well. Again, great value for money. If you want to give it a go, give it a potter. You won't hurt the plant doing it. In fact, you'll probably benefit it from giving it a bit of a trim.
I love it. It's like a little haircut.
Yeah, exactly. And then you probably get more plants ready for next year as well. So a little bit of love and a little bit of creativity goes a long way with this kit.
I love it. Can't believe we're down to the last 15 minutes of the hour. It's been a busy one with regards to all the plants that we've got and that we're sharing with you. Was there anything else you were going to show us? I know you've got one of the baskets in front of you there.
I have. So this is the one that I planted earlier, and I just wanted to show you, how little plant that I've used out of this massive kit for the hanging basket you've got. So you can see it looks instant already. You've already got a lot of trailing, a lot of coverage, a lot of colour already. And this is 2 weeks, we're looking at sort of just over a week when you're getting your plants. They're going to look even better by the time they come to you in the post.
That's true, yeah.
And I only used 5 plants and an ivy.
Yes.
The rest of the kit you've got to fill your garden with, other hanging baskets, other containers, borders that you've got. It just shows you've got an instant display with some of the plants, and you can use the rest everywhere else, and you can just see it's looking lovely and full already, fairly instant.
94 pence per plant. I can't believe it. The quality of the plants that you've got here, they're all so healthy, so colourful, so just raring to go really. They just need a little home, a little space in your garden for them to kind of come on and flourish and grow. Lottie, obviously you've imparted a lot of information to us here, and I know that you're very active on social media. So
I am indeed.
Where can we find you on social media? Because you're kind of like a font of all knowledge. I need to know what I need to do with these when I get home and afterwards.
That's no worries. Well, you can either find myself, Lottie Newitt, on any of the social medias, and also the Alfresco Style, and both of which we offer expert advice. So even if it's just about watering, deadheading, if you just want to show off your plants to us, that's
nice
also
idea.
fine. We like to see that. We like to see what you've done with the creations that you've got and the plants you've got. So we are 100% here and behind you in your journey to making your beautiful displays and looking after your garden. It's not just a one-stop shop. We are here to look after you.
I love that, and that's what people like me need with regards to plants, the support of knowing what to do, and this leaf has gone that far, and sending a picture through, and this doesn't look quite right, can you help me out, and having that knowledge there. But the thing is, I think I can't think of anybody that I know that doesn't like spending time in a space, whether it's a huge open space or whether it's just a small area, but taking in nature, taking in the flowers, taking in the colour, and obviously, like we say, bringing the bees, the butterflies into the garden, and kind of, it's the whole experience, isn't it, with regards to these?
It really is. I mean, I think you just, like I said earlier, you get a sense of achievement, even from just making a hanging basket, planting a pot with these gorgeous plants. They look fantastic straight away. So you've got that instant gratification I know you mentioned earlier, but also on top of that, you're going to enjoy displays for months, weeks on end, which is great. Just sit in the garden. It gives you an excuse to go in the garden, have a relax, sit down with a cup of tea or a glass of wine at the end of the day, enjoy the flowers and what you've created with these plants. Bit of deadheading, that's also really good. I find that very mindful myself, deadheading, pottering about. And of course, the flowers that you've got in this mixture, things like the verbena and the petunias, really do attract those bees and butterflies in the garden. And you've got scent. I mean, it's not just plants, it's a three-dimension journey.
It's kind of evoking all all of the senses,
isn't it? It definitely is. Yeah, you're so right. It really is.
And it's just a beautiful way to spend some time. And as I say, you almost become a bit of a proud parent, I suppose, when you're looking at the plants, because you see them grow from the little 9-centimetre pot that they might come in and become a larger plant, and all the different, obviously seeing them come. And some of these, I mean, will they be quite sizable plants when they kind of come to their fruition?
Yeah, they absolutely will. I mean, the basket's behind us. I planted up about a week ago. So they've already come on quite a bit in that time. And then in the next couple of weeks, they'll fill out more and the trails will start coming down and you'll get more flower shoots. So they do.
They almost seem to be stretching themselves out and almost giving that good early morning yawn, don't they? And finding their own little feet with regards to these as well.
They absolutely Well, they're just showing off, really. I mean, that's what they're doing.
And so they should, because they look absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, we're talking about our one-day special. So it's a deal that was launched at 6 o'clock last night with all these beautiful flowers. And you've got a £15 saving on this. But it's a bundle. It's a whole bundle. You've got everything that you need in here. Obviously, we've been talking about the different styles of plants and obviously where they're going to be going in your garden potentially. You will have more than enough plants to fill that basket that you've got, or should I say that hanging basket that you've got, and so much more. This is the thing. That is just taken. I mean, Lottie, was it about 6 plants, 5 or 6 plants?
5 or 6 plants, yeah. I mean, even if you really crammed it and put 7 in, you've still got loads left over.
You certainly have, yeah. You have indeed. You've got 18 plants featuring in here. You've got your water retaining gel, and then you've also got your gloves as well. You've got 2 pairs of those gloves. So the thing is, the additional elements that you've got within this set, you'd be looking at paying around £23 for those. The hanging basket itself, absolutely beautiful style, and it's very stylish look, I think, to this. As Lottie mentioned with this one as well, you've got your liner in there, so if you look after it, you could actually use these for multiple years. And of course, when you do pot it up, if you want to go back and watch the show on Rewind, you can see Lottie with hers, but what she did, she put some little holes in there for drainage, and then obviously used the compost, and it didn't have to be a fancy compost. That would be £9. You're looking at your gel, obviously, that you're going to be popping in to retain that moisture. That's going to last for a good year, as Lottie mentioned with that, because you're only using like a teaspoon of those in a hanging basket, the size that we're talking about. And then, of course, you've got your 2 pairs of your gardening gloves, a lovely soft jersey with a grip on the palm as well. So you're not going to get sweaty palms and sweaty hands with them, which I've had gardening gloves that do actually make you do that. It's not very nice at all, to be honest. £23 you'd be paying for those. which means it's just £17.94 per plant is what you are going to be paying for the rest of your one-day special. 036022. Now, we have got more to share with you. We're heading towards the end of the hour, but this one, I like this one. Now, I'm not sure whether it's cool, as in, yeah, it's cool, or whether it's cool because they like colder climes. Educate me.
Well, I go for cool because it's cool.
Okay.
Lovely cool colours is what we're going for. So if you want to create a nice, relaxing, again talking about mindfulness garden,
lovely.
I've gone for a lovely mixture of different white tones, delicate blue tones in here, and also we've got the lovely lavender as well, which is in this one's actually a mixture of blues and whites, so you may get a bit of blue, bit of white in your combination, different again, but that gorgeous scent. So sat in the garden, plonk these in the pot, have the lavender nearby where you can brush it, touch it, enjoy the smell. You've got the lovely delphinium for a bit of height, and then also you've got the poppy, which is just a fantastic flower as well.
Oh, I love poppies.
Yeah, they're stunning. And the seed heads look amazing.
Don't they just?
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, are they, what kind of colour poppies are these particular ones?
So this one, I love this one. It's one of my favourites. It's white, but the middle's got like a purpley black cross in it. And the flower opens up like a big saucer. It drops, and then you've got a massive poppy seed head, which of course you can cut and dry or keep on the stem, and they look fantastic through the autumn. So you've got loads of colour and interest from early summer all the way through into autumn, even winter with these ones.
And naturally, it lets those seeds kind of go into the garden and spread as well, doesn't it? If you just leave them to do their own thing. Absolutely beautiful collection there as well. And I love this one. I've got one of the lavender hair. Is it? I don't know. Is that the lavender on that particular one?
That's lavender. Yeah, that's lavender.
Look at that. I mean, isn't that a photo opportunity? You could be taking photographs like this where you've got your lavender and you can see the wildlife coming into your garden and getting those photos. These are kind of almost award-winning pictures, aren't they, when you see things like this? But they are beautiful flowers right the way through. Obviously, you've got all your different flowers. Look at that. See, I didn't even recognise that as a poppy.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? But this is a perennial poppy, so it's not one that just sort of pops up and doesn't come back again or doesn't come back as strong. This is a perennial poppy, so you've got the heavy root system in there. It dies down in the winter, comes back every year, and of course it will spread the seed as well, like you said. But it's stunning, really big flower, like a saucer.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it looks very exotic, doesn't it? I thought it was going to be something like, oh, well, I don't know what I even thought it was going to be, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I love that. I mean, that deep tone centre that you've got there, absolutely gorgeous. So just £14.99 for that trio. Again, if you want to go for multiples of them, you can do. Just bulk up on those item, on the quantities within that item number. And of course, because they're on the same item, it's just 1p&p with regards to those. So Lottie, what have you got there now?
So this, just going back onto sort of the mindfulness and well-being in gardening, this is an aromatic garden mix.
Oh, lovely. Sensory again.
Yes, lots of sensory. And these, again, are all safe for pets and children, so they can happily play, touch, brush past them and not worry about it. And I've chosen a mixture here that's got completely different scents. So you've got the lovely lavender with that traditional gorgeous lavender scent that you can also dry the flowers and make lavender bags with as well, or keep them in dried lavender bunches. You can use it in cooking too, great with roast lamb.
Oh, okay.
And then we've also got the thyme, which is more of a citrusy sort of punchy smell. Yes. Gorgeous purple flowers. I mentioned earlier you could put the flowers in an ice cube in your cocktail. That would look very nice.
I think that's a good idea.
And then completely different, you've got the curry plant, which is highly aromatic and it smells just like a fresh curry. If you chop the leaves up and put them in a salad, you get that sort of curry flavour going through, which is really lovely. And it has bright yellow flowers on as well. So you've got the aromatics, the touch, the feel, and then you've also got the scents and also the flavours too. Beautiful, I love it. And it's got that gorgeous, almost like a bluey green hue to it, hasn't it? Gorgeous foliage, as you can see there. When we were looking at the lavender, it kind of reminded me a little bit of rosemary as well, the kind of the look of it. Very similar, very similar foliage. Beautiful. And using it with your potatoes as well. There you go. And again, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? It's the beautiful colour that you're going to get from that lavender. And obviously you can see there those gorgeous flower heads, which you can dry, as Lottie quite rightly said. And then, of course, all the other additional fragrances that you're going to get from things like your curry plant in there. And I forgot, what was the last one that we've got in there as well? And the other one's the thyme as well. So sort of more citrusy, that one. Beautiful. But lovely purple flowers, pinky purple flowers. Love it. So again,
buying quality plants. That's what we're bringing to you with these bundles, quality plants. Now, as we've mentioned before, with everything, we're looking at extended delivery with regards to these, the 21st of June. But when your plants arrive, they are going to be in tip-top condition, ready for you to find a home in your gardening space. Whether it is a garden that you've got, a huge garden, a small garden, it might be just a patio area, it might even just be a balcony that you've got. It might be that all that you've got is the space by your front door to hang a hanging basket. But do you know what? You've got everything you need, bar your compost, within this one-day special. You've got your beautiful, gorgeous geraniums, as you can see there. Beautiful flowers right the way through. Your petunias in here, one of my favourites. Again, it's what I call a value for money plant, because you're going to get so many beautiful flower heads featuring on these, and right the way through, hopefully until November. If you're deadheading them as they go, and we are fortunate enough to have kind of a nice mild season right the way through to November, you might still have some beautiful colours showing through with these. So value for money wise, month for month, I think they are an incredible priced bundle to go for. Beautiful flowers all ready to go. That is the key thing. And you've got your kind of your project to get started with the hanging basket. And I have to say, again, Lottie, even for somebody who has not got any green fingers whatsoever, I mean, you've made it just seem so achievable to get a wonderful display.
It really is so simple, so easy. And because you've got a good sized plant, you're not having to wait or hang around or do the little baby plant thing. They're ready, easy to go. Plonk them straight in, start enjoying them. And you know, this hanging basket, as I showed you earlier, it took less than 5 minutes. You could do it longer if you want to, but you can have a quick, easy display, sit back and relax and enjoy all these gorgeous plants for the rest of the summer. And
the beauty is, get the youngsters involved, get your nieces, your nephews, your children, your grandchildren involved. And I think this is something they love to get involved and see kind of the way it all develops. I mean, I remember as a child doing the old sunflower seed and having the kind of competition and seeing them grow.
Brilliant.
I mean, this is something they could get involved with.
Oh, absolutely. And there's no rules. You can plant it any way you like, and any colours that you like, or you know, make themes, make different colour themes out of the pack you get, or just mix them all up. There's no rules, just creativity and a bit of fun.
Definitely. The only rule is make sure that you plant them with the flowers facing upwards, because I'm not going to lie, there has been a situation when I've been left to plant the borders, and my other half, I'm saying this right at the end of the show so we can't email back in again, he's come back and he has to come and check that I've actually planted all the plants, because there have been a few that have kind of been left by the side, so there we go. But yeah, David is the gardener amongst us. I just like to sit and just admire all the beautiful work there as well. But yes, we're leaving you with the details on the screen there of your one-day special. Such an affordable bundle, 2 flexi buy payments of £20 each, getting you that fabulous conical shaped basket, as you can see, is a hanging basket, absolutely beautiful. Your water gel, that is included with this, so you're not having to rush out every 5 minutes and put your water in there. If you're going away for the weekend and you've topped these up, then you're going to have enough retention within there, and that bag is going to last you a long time because you only need a couple of teaspoons. Then your gardening gloves, so when you're wanting to get in there and do your pruning, then your hands are protected, and they're a lovely jersey mix that you've got with those, so very comfortable to wear with that grip seal on there as well, so it makes it nice and easy for you to handle. But your plants are working out at just 94p. How you're able to bring this kind of value to us, Lottie, I really don't know, because we're talking pocket money prices with these.
It really is. They really are pocket money prices, and you're going to get a long time's worth of enjoyment out of them. It's not just a month, it's months worth of colour and enjoyment and fun.
Lottie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Do make sure, social media wise, you do look out for the Alfresco name with regard to your garden, and Lottie will be close at hand to help you along your way. So please check out your baskets. Got the details on the screen for you one day special. Anything else?